What's good, YouTubers and YouTubettes? This is JBsports back again with another one. Boxing writer Dan Raphael is reporting that former unified heavyweight champion Anthony Joshua, nicknamed AJ, has reached a 2-fight deal to take on former WBC heavyweight champion Deontay, the Bronze Bomber Wilder, with the first fight slated to take place March 9th and the second fight slated to take place sometime late summer, early fall of 2024. Now, both fighters have fights coming up this Saturday in Saudi Arabia, which will be the location of both of their fights that they have agreed to. And Anthony Joshua must defeat Deontay, who in my opinion is a top 5 heavyweight. That'll be the main event of a loaded card to take place in Saudi Arabia this Saturday. Deontay Wilder will be taking on Joseph Parker, a former world champion, a top 10 heavyweight, a dangerous opponent for Deontay Wilder, who has been very, very inactive in the last 2 years. So we will see what happens, and we will see what transpires. Very, very exciting news for boxing fans. Anthony Joshua and Deontay Wilder fight has been talked about for 6 years now. And we finally getting the mega matchup. Hopefully we get the mega matchup. It still could be a boomerang that prevents this mega heavyweight matchup from taking place, because Anthony Joshua must get by Deontay. Deontay gave WBC heavyweight champion Tyson Fury a run for his money, cut him real bad in the eye in that fight. A lot of people thought that fight should have been stopped and awarded to Deontay, which would have prevented the rematch from taking place between Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder. So a lot of people believe that the reason why the fight wasn't stopped because they wanted not to mess up the bag of the rematch between Fury versus Wilder. With all that being said, Deontay Wilder must take care of business against Joseph Parker. Joseph Parker is a former world champion. Joseph Parker is a dangerous opponent. Joseph Parker has a lot of experience. And like I stated earlier, Deontay Wilder has been hella inactive the last 2 years. Only been in the ring for 1 round as he knocked out his former sparring partner, Robert Helenius. So we will see what happens, and we will see what transpires. But it's been a long time coming, man. We've been waiting on this fight for 6 years. This is arguably the biggest fight in boxing, featuring 2 guys that don't have no belts, but that don't matter, man. These are 2 former world champions. They were supposed to fight when they both had belts, which would have became an undisputed matchup and which would have produced the #1 heavyweight in boxing. But due to the fact that Anthony Joshua and his team did not want that fight to happen, I think AJ probably wanted the fight to happen, but I don't believe his promoter, Eddie Hearn, wanted that fight to happen at that time. And I don't believe that Eddie Hearn's dad, who is the guy that founded Matchroom Boxing, wanted that fight to happen either. So that fight did not happen when it should have happened, but now we're here and we're 1 step away from this mega matchup going down for March 9th of 2024. But again, both guys have tough matchups coming up this Saturday. Both guys got to get the dub. If they get the dub, then we get the mega matchup March 9th. So we will see what happens and we will see what transpires. As far as the fight goes, if it does happen for March 9th, I like Deontay Wilder to win that fight due to the lack of head movement by Anthony Joshua. But I do believe this fight is a little bit more 50-50 than a lot of people giving it credit for. A lot of people are assuming that Deontay Wilder is going to knock out Anthony Joshua, that Anthony Joshua is too stiff, is too robotic. Anthony Joshua has no head movement. He's not going to be able to get out of the way of the right hand by Deontay Wilder. But I do not believe that that's necessarily 100% accurate. I think that it's going to come down to whoever lands that right hand, because Anthony Joshua is a powerful puncher in his own right. Deontay Wilder is no doubt about it, the hardest puncher in the heavyweight division. Anthony Joshua is the 2nd hardest puncher in the heavyweight division. He has a strong argument for that. So when you've got 2 guys that capable of knocking each other out with 1 punch, it's going to boil down to which fighter is able to land that right hand. So we will see what happens, and we will see what transpires. But AJ must get by a great boxer, one of the best boxers in the heavyweight division. He don't have a lot of power, but this guy is very technical, knows what he's doing in that ring, has a great jab, great combinations, knows how to fight in the mid-range. A guy that's very, very crafty in Otto Wallin. That's going to be a tough matchup for AJ. I think he wins this fight on decision, but I think it's going to be a very, very close fight. I can see it 7 rounds to 5 for AJ. I just think he's the bigger guy. I think he's going to land the more effective punches throughout a 12-round affair with him and Wallin. And I think he's going to be able to pull his size advantage that he's going to have with Otto Wallin, as he's going to be able to back up Otto Wallin, get him to fight off the back foot, come forward, hopefully go to the body, hopefully establish his jab, and hopefully, again, impose his size advantage as him being the naturally bigger guy. So we will see what happens, and we will see what transpires. Now, this fight between Deontay Wilder and Joseph Parker is a little bit more tricky due to the fact that Wilder ain't been in the ring only once in the last 2 years. So it's going to be a very, very tricky fight, man. Joseph Parker is not a guy that has one hit or quarter power, but he has decent power. He has enough power to get his opponent up out of there. And he's going to be a guy that's going to be looking to land the shot, to produce the upset. And he's a guy that's a very, very good boxer. Like I say, got a lot of experience, been in there with some good names in the heavyweight division. Fought Anthony Joshua, fought Andy Ruiz, fought George Joyce. He's been in there with some good guys, man, some strong top-level heavyweights. So this is another guy in Deontay Wilder that he'll be fighting that goes along with the guys that he's fought throughout his boxing career, top-level heavyweights. But he's never been in the ring with a guy with the power of a Deontay Wilder. He's never been in the ring with a guy that's as athletic as Deontay Wilder. He's going to have to overcome those things and more to produce the upset. So we will see what happens. And we will see what transpires. I think if Joseph Parker can get by the first half of the fight, then this fight's going to get very, very interesting. Very, very interesting. Now, not to say he's going to win the fight if he get past 6 rounds, but I think it's going to get very, very interesting due to the fact that Deontay Wilder has been hella inactive the last 2 years. So again, man, what's his stamina issues? How that's gonna be? Will he have stamina issues? How's his win gonna be? Been out the ring last 2 years. You can do all the sparring you want. You can do all the road work you want. It's nothing like up under the bright lights fighting the top 10 heavyweight in Joseph Parker. Have to dig deep and win those type of fights. We seen it in the first Luis King Kong Ortiz fight, but that was several years ago. Is that the same Deontay Wilder that we seen then? Is that the same Deontay Wilder we'll see December 23rd? Those questions might need to be answered December 23rd. So we will see what happens, and we will see what transpires. But I just think that Deontay Wilder's right hand is so dangerous. He's the master of the one-hitter quitter, got a PhD in the one-hitter quitter. I just think that there's no way Joseph Parker is going to be able to stay away from the right hand throughout a 12-round affair. I think ultimately Deontay Wilder will land that right hand, and it'll be all she wrote. Good night, Irene. You ain't got to go home. You got to get the hell up out of here. It'll be over for Joseph Parker. So we will see what happens. And we will see what transpires. Follow me on Facebook, Gerard Briscoe. Like, share, and subscribe to JB Sports. The man, the myth, the legend. And I holla.